Hey, Michigan Maniacs. This is the Michigan Maniac Podcast, and I am your host, Adam Brewer. This is the reaction episode, Illinois. Now, before we get into everything, let's go ahead and once again do the housekeeping. Guys, go to the YouTube where you can find this one. I'm going old school again, so this way we won't have any audio problems like last time. Go to the YouTube page. Like and subscribe, whatever, blah. Enjoy it. I'm going to put up all reaction episodes and even some clips here and there. Two, go to the social media aspect of it, so the Facebook and the Instagram fan pages. So the Michigan Maniac Podcast fan page on Facebook and the Michigan Maniac Podcast on Instagram. I put up memes. We talk. We have a good time. You know. It's a good thing. So let's get into this, right? First of all, before we get into anything, let's just do a little recap, right? Michigan looked great coming out, running all over, and I mean all over Illinois. Now that shouldn't be surprising, since they're like 95th in the run or something like that, and they average about 250 to 300 yards given up on the run every game. I think Minnesota last week had over 300 yards rushing on them. So it's not surprising that we could get the run and get the run big, right? Not a big surprise, but any little bit helps when our offense looks as doo-doo as it does. So, great start, 28-0. Right before the half, we kind of fall asleep. They get a touchdown with that big son of a bee. This kid, he's a big dude. They say he's like 6'2", 202, but I don't believe it. Josh Amir Baby Tonight Abudia, I don't know what his name was. Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, I don't know, fill in the blank. Whatever the guy's name is, he was a beast. Pretty damn awesome. Just to give you an idea, he torched us for 5 for 102, 1 touchdown, but his average was 20.4 yards per catch. Right. That's lighting us up. And I mean, he's bigger, physically bigger than Vincent Gray, who was on him because of Lavert Hill was out. So, whatever. It is what it is. So we jump out 28-7 lead. Boom. Come out and completely shit the bed. Now, when I prayed to the college football gods to give Shea Patterson not an injury, but severe diarrhea, I didn't realize it was going to manifest itself out on the field, because that is exactly what this Michigan offense did in that second half. Completely and utterly just shit all over the field. We once again missed a great opportunity to see what our backups have to do. So, I've heard, McCaffrey's healthy, he's probably back, but he's got to knock off some rust, so we can't really put him in there yet. Well, how is he going to knock off rust if you don't put him in a game? And here's the thing. You don't want to put him in the game to knock off rust against Penn State or Notre Dame. You want to put him in a game against Illinois. That's the whole fucking point of playing these stupid fucking teams. That's why you do it. I mean, could he have done any worse than 10 total yards in the third quarter? 10 total yards in the third quarter. Could he have done worse than that? Could he have? I doubt it. Why not put him in there? Unless Harbaugh's so scared of the fragile psyche of our boy Fumbles Patterson, or Fumbles Patterson's a.k.a. Shea Harbaugh, or I made a promise to your daddy I can't bench you, Shea Patterson. Why? Why don't we do it? It was 28-7 coming out of the half. Just sit the little fragile angel down and just be like, listen here, Snowflake. Right now we're going to let, Run DMC, try and figure out if he still remembers how to throw a ball. We're going to knock off some rust against this awful team in which you kind of looked okay against in the first half. If that hurts Shea Patterson's feelings, then what is he doing playing football? I hear they've got a great Jacks team or a Tiddlywinks or a Foursquare, tetherball. I mean, Michigan's very good at a bunch of different intramural sports. He doesn't have to play football if he's so fragile on the inside. 3 fumbles. Once again, the offense started playing in the third quarter like it hates the defense. 3 fumbles. 3. Once again, that makes, if you're counting, which we all are, 17 fumbles on the season. 17. You know how many we had last year? I think we had 3. 17 fumbles on the season. 9 of them lost. That's right. 9 drives lost because we can't hold on to the fucking ball. And once again, fumbles living up to his nickname. Fumble the ball, but he just happened to fall stupid. I think he fell on it. I don't know. I think I might have went into a haze at some point in that third quarter because I couldn't believe what the fuck I was watching. Christian Turner, once again, solidified why he should be on the concession stand team with Ben Van Sumeren. Fumbling the ball and then losing it. True Wilson really starting to irritate me with his fumble. Couldn't hold on to the fucking thing. But 2 running backs really do emerge from this, and that's Hassan Haskins looked fantastic, really looked good, and Zach Charbonnet. And you can tell he's starting to get a little bit healthier with that knee because he's doing a little shake, so he's getting that in there, which is good. I mean, he's a cut and go type of guy, so I don't know how elusive he is with the shake, but at least he's in there, and his knee's looking good. I mean, Haskins had, let's go to the notebook here, 12 rushes for 125 and a touchdown, an average of 10.4 yards per carry, pretty awesome. And then Charbonnet, 18 for 116, a touchdown, 6.4 rushing yards per game. You know what I mean, per rush. Another one that kind of impressed me, and I think we should really get him in there more often than not, is that Schoonmaker. I mean, I remember him in one of the other games. Every time I see Schoonmaker, he always catches a touchdown, it seems like. I would like to see that kid in the more. He's big, he seems to have some speed, and he's got some hands. I like Eubanks, but Eubanks likes to drop balls. He really does. I like him. And he had some big play potential last year. He just hasn't really lived up to it this one. But I just want players who are going to make plays so we can win games. I don't care how long they've been there. I don't care if you promised his daddy, his grandmother, his dying uncle, some fat guy who really loves him. I don't give a fuck who you promised. Promise that you put good players on the field, and then we win fucking football games. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't know what else are you supposed to do, but I know that Jim Harbaugh gets paid a lot of money to win football games, not to make people feel good about themselves or keep the fragile believing in themselves. I don't believe that's what he's doing. And yeah, so if you were to tell me, now this is Shea Patterson's line. 11 for 22, 194, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, shocker. And it's QBR of 85.5. Now, if you were to tell me that was his stat line last week, I would have been like, damn, he's really starting to turn it around. That's a top 5 defense in the nation. I think they're ranked currently 3 or 4, Iowa. So you do that against Iowa? Yeah, okay. Right, you're coming out of it. But you're doing this against Illinois. Illinois. However you want to fucking pronounce it, they still suck. They still are awful. And you're still only putting up 194 yards passing. That game should have been 42-0. Easy, 42-0. And here's a big difference. And I know I make the comparisons a lot, but just deal with it. Perfect example, I was watching the Clemson game, right? Clemson just either scored or didn't do something right. I can't remember what. It was close to the half, and they were up 28-0. And Dabo Sweeney started screaming at the whole team and started yelling at them to focus and, whatever. Just really getting on them. And they were up 28-0. Harbaugh, you wouldn't even know Harbaugh's even watching the game. He's so checked out most of the time. There's a difference. It's all about keeping the boys in the game, keeping their minds focused. Yeah, we have a good defense. We have a very good defense. And if you let them read their own press clippings, they can daydream. When we're up 28-7 going into halftime, if you're not yelling at them, telling them to stay focused, mainly for the offense, because I will not blame the defense for any of those points today. When your offense only gets 10 yards, 10 yards total in the third fucking quarter, and fumbles the ball 3 times, I do not blame the defense for giving up points. Just don't. I don't know how you can. That's Harbaugh's job, is to keep them focused. Ask any major football player. They always say it's harder to do the things you're supposed to do than pull off upsets, because no one picks you to beat the Ohio States of the world. But everybody in the world picked us to lamb-based fucking Illinois. And at halftime, you keep those boys focused, we probably go out and we score 42 points. Now, if you were to tell me we'd only get 10 yards in total offense and 3 turnovers in the third quarter, I'd say, well, then Run DMC is knocking off some rust, and hopefully he got it out of his system. We're going. No, that was our starting quarterback that was still in there. Yeah, I know. You would think it was a perfect opportunity to sit Mr. Fragile Pants down on the fucking seat, with a little lace pillow so he doesn't hurt his poor rear end. Because we don't want to hurt poor Shea Patterson in any way, shape, or form, because he's so fragile of mind. And put in the kid. And then you say, okay, I get it. Yeah, 10 yards total. Got it. Let's get Patterson back in there. Run DMC ain't ready for it. But that's our starting fucking quarterback. Once again, our defense looked fantastic, in my opinion. We had 3 sacks. That's without Kwity Paye. Uche, I think, had all 3. I mean, Cam McGrone, once again, living up to the hype, just getting better and better. 11 total tackles, I think 9 solo. And that actually is the identical stat line to the fan-hated Jordan Glasgow. Now, listen, I'm here nor there on Jordan. To me, he's the Brandon Watson of this year, to be quite honest. I think he's good against bad teams, and I think he's bad against good teams. Plain and simple. Brandon Watson looked great in certain games, and then when we played Ohio State and Florida, he looked like straight dookie. So I think that's, I think actually Jordan Glasgow's a step above Brandon Watson. I mean, I know they play different positions. I don't need to hear it. I know they play different positions. I'm talking about their level of play when they're on the field. Josh Ross didn't make the trip, so no wonder why Jordan was in the game. Collins obviously didn't make the Nico Collins didn't make the trip. Lavert Hill didn't make the trip. So that's why we had some hiccups on the defensive side. That's fine. I don't think it was that big of a deal, because I think their quarterback only threw for 192, and most of that was, like I said, to Jingle Heimerschmidt. So out of all that, I don't think that's so bad. 102 yards or so. Yeah, 102 yards of 192 went to one guy. Okay. All right, I get it. When your defense is out on the field for 90% of the third quarter, and our delicate princess Fumbles is out there just throwing the ball on the ground like a petulant child, refusing to do his chores for the day. I mean, that's just something you have to do. One thing I would love to see right now is us stop all the hokey bullshit plays, all the gimmicky crapola.